All right, let's just jump right in. In January 2026, the ground shifted under our feet in the world of AI. I mean, this wasn't just some new update or a slightly better model. No, this was the start of something completely new. This was the dawn of the agent era. And this quote from David Holes at Midjourney, it just perfectly captured the feeling. You know, people in the tech world came back from the holidays and suddenly everyone was having the same realization. AI wasn't just getting smarter, it was becoming something else entirely. It was becoming a tool that could not only think, but do. So what really defines this new era? It all comes down to one word: agents. And look, we're not talking about your standard chatbot that just answers questions anymore. We are talking about a totally new breed of AI that can get out there and actively get things done for you. Okay, so the key difference here, the thing you really gotta get, is that an agentic AI isn't just sitting there waiting for a prompt. It's proactive. You can give it a goal, and it can figure out the steps, use tools like a web browser or code editor, and just work on its own to get it done. The reason this is all happening now is because the models underneath have finally gotten so good at reasoning that we can actually trust them to take action for us. It's a huge leap. This whole idea of an AI agent went from this kind of futuristic concept to a real practical tool. And man, it happened fast. There was one specific tool that just blew the doors off everything and completely changed how people thought about AI at work. And that tool was Anthropic's Claude Co-Work. But here is the absolutely wild part. This incredibly powerful new platform, it was built almost entirely by another AI in just 10 days. Think about that. The tool itself was the ultimate proof of its own power. The proof was literally in the pudding. And this right here just shows you the insane night and day difference. Before this moment, you had guys like investor Brent Beshore, who had basically given up on AI agents. I mean, his team spent months trying to build them, and they never worked as promised. But after January 2026, that entire reality just got flipped on its head. And this is the punchline from Beshore himself, who was a huge skeptic just weeks before. He watched a project that had failed after 3 months of hard work get done flawlessly in 20 minutes by two people who weren't even coders. They just used Claude Co-Work. This guy went from killing his AI agent projects to being a total believer in just 21 days, a complete 180. Now, Co-Work was obviously a massive game changer for businesses. But there was another piece of the puzzle that really brought the power of agentic AI to the rest of us. This was the moment it jumped from the office right onto our personal computers. And this is where a thing called OpenClaw comes into the picture. What is it? Well, you can think of it as software that gives a powerful AI hands. It's the bridge that lets a language model actually use your computer to click the mouse, to type, to open apps, to do real stuff for you. It basically turns the AI into a true digital co-pilot. This analogy from Siki Chen just says it all, doesn't it? If ChatGPT was the moment the world saw what a language model could say, OpenClaw was the moment the world saw what an AI agent could do, and that's a whole different ballgame. And right when you thought things couldn't possibly speed up anymore, they did. Someone, somewhere, asked a simple question. What if all these new AI agents had a place to connect and interact? And just like that, Multbook was born, the world's first social network for AIs. The growth was it was unlike anything anyone had ever seen before. So get this, it launches on a Wednesday morning, and right out of the gate, 2,000 agents are on the platform. Pretty good start for a brand new thing, right? Well, pretty good doesn't even come close. Just 2 days later, by Friday afternoon, that number had completely exploded to 35,000 agents. The word was spreading like wildfire. And it didn't even stop there. By that same Friday night, just a few hours later, it blew past the 100,000 agent mark. At this point, it wasn't just a popular tool. It was a full-blown viral phenomenon. And today, as of right now, that number is over 1.5 million agents. Let that sink in. In just a few weeks, an entire digital world of AIs talking to each other just appeared out of thin air. So, this is all incredible, this technological explosion. It's completely changing what's possible. But it also brings up a really, really important question about who's actually getting to be a part of this new future. Because while the tech is just screaming ahead at lightning speed, not everyone is on the same train. Are we all really experiencing this revolution together? And, well, the answer seems to be a pretty clear no. Kevin Roose at the New York Times put a name on it: the inside-outside gap. So on one side, you have the insiders, say in places like San Francisco. These folks are already using swarms of AI agents, multiple AIs working together to manage their projects and their lives. Meanwhile, on the other side, you have the outsiders, where a lot of people are still just trying to get their boss to approve basic tools like Copilot. It's a massive cultural and technical divide, and it's getting wider by the day. Okay, so with this new agent era in full swing and these societal gaps starting to show, where do we possibly go from here? Well, it should be no surprise that the big tech companies are moving, and they are moving fast to stake their claim in this new world. Yeah, the corporate AI race is in total overdrive. You've got Meta just buying up agent startups, then you have Google signing this monster deal to put its Gemini model on every Apple device, and at the exact same time, you have labs in China like Moonshot putting out models that are almost as good as the very best we have, but for a tiny fraction of the cost. The whole chessboard is being rearranged. And if you think January was a wild ride, the folks on the inside are basically telling us it was just a warm-up. This tweet from Logan Kilpatrick at Google is just this perfect little hint. Feb is the month of AI shipping. Enjoy it. The pace isn't slowing down. It's about to get even faster. Which really brings us to the final thought here: the dawn of the agent era, the rise of tools that let AI act, a social network for AIs exploding to over 1 million users, a massive new tech divide. All of that happened in the span of one single month. And that leaves us with one huge question we all need to think about: are we even remotely ready for what's coming next?